I serve on the Council of Governments, and you'll hear probably more and more about a lot of grants that we get. And a lot of this originates, or at least the hub of this is the Council of Governments. Well, I serve on the executive committee where we vote and to give these grants and score the different entities that get them. Well, there's a grant out there from the federal government that is focusing on rural areas for broadband internet. This is about a $60 million project for our region, which our region of the Council of Governments made up of about 9 counties. But we're about to apply for this grant. What this will do is lay the fiber optic lines to serve everyone in these 9 counties. Not just running up the major highways, not just running up the major corridors, but actually getting the lines to the house so that the actual sending carriers can come pick them back up and get them to the house. So basically, it's just like what Encore maintains the electric lines, and then you purchase it from TXU or from Reliant or whoever. Well, the Council of Governments will control the fiber optic network that actually puts it out to all the counties. It's to service the schools. It's to service the individuals. I mean, think about how many school districts we have that they might can get it, but their students can't get it from where they live outside of the county. So this is just a very exciting possibility. We're just now at the application stage of it, but this is something that we're going to work very diligently on. It is going to cost $60,000 just to get in and work the grant application, but that money's not coming from the county. That money is coming from this Council of Governments. We've got a fund there that's been a revolving loan fund, so we'll be able to utilize those funds, not cost the taxpayers anything, and get in the hunt for this grant. But this is one of those things that is literally a game changer for our area. So this is something we really need to work very diligently to accomplish. Tax rates can also be a hindrance. Again, that's one thing we have to focus on is maintaining our tax rates, getting them lower. Right now, Lamar County, Titus County, Franklin County, and Wood, all but 2 of the counties that join us have lower county tax rates than we do. That's also a thing that businesses look at, that individuals look at when they come here. So what we've got to do is maintain our tax rate and increase our tax base so that more people will be attracted to coming to Hopkins County. What we really need is a new energy and a new focus. My experience, I've been on the city council for 7.5 years. I have served on planning and zoning for 3 years before that. So here in my mid-30s, I've already been in public service for 10 years. I say that to tell you that I've got a new perspective at an age when I've got a lot of energy and a lot of drive to serve Hopkins County. And I've got the experience. I've learned a lot through council and through planning and zoning. And most of all, I've learned to listen. And so that's why I'm asking for your vote. So I can serve you, so I can work, use my energy. And what I promise to do is to listen to everyone here in Hopkins County, and to serve you with my fullest capacity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Ms. Cain represents the state representative, he's running for the state representative, held by the current representative, Mark Holmes. Would you come forward, please? And you didn't bring your home with you?
We'll find that.
We'll find you next time.
Well, folks, it's the political season. It's the time to keep both of our eyes open. It reminds me of the senator that was walking through the park and he was accosted by a robber. The guy said, "Give me all of your money." And the senator said, "Young man, I am your elected senator. I'm your elected representative." The robber thought for a minute and he said, said, well, then give me all my money. We are at a time where it seems like government is trying to take over some things. Charles Dickens said, we were in the best of times and it was the worst of times. I suppose we could look at it one of two ways. We could think it's the worst of times in Texas if we allow a big government attitude of massive bailouts, wasteful stimulus spending, and take over large segments of our industries, government takeover and management of our health care and our mortgage programs and our student loans. We could think of that as the worst of times. I guess we could be optimistic about it. Like Will Rogers said, thank goodness we're not getting all the government we're paying for. Or we could think about it in terms of the best of times. We can resist that temptation to give into this liberal tidal wave coming out of Washington. And we can continue to grow our state. Texas is the bright shining star of the United States. Texas is the only state last year that actually had jobs. Do you know that we created more jobs in the state of Texas last year than any other state, all of the other states in the United States combined? We had the 12th largest economy in the world. We had 1,000 people a day who could speak English moving into our state. Now we can keep that kind of an economy, but it's going to take some things. It's going to take electing someone who is conservative, who will resist the temptation to get into this liberal tidal wave. We can resist that, and our star can continue to shine brighter, and we'll continue to be the example to the United States. Or we can give into that, and we can start looking like California. So we get to decide. Folks, I'm running for a lot of reasons. I'll give you a couple. We've got to have somebody in Washington who will not give in to this liberal tidal wave, this liberal encroachment on our rights and on our wallets. We need somebody who is going to protect our fundamental core values. Folks, we've got Democrats and Republicans in this room. Around East Texas, just about everybody around here is pretty conservative. And I think every one of us value things like protecting the unborn, traditional marriage, the right to worship the way we want to without excessive government meddling. How about some stronger borders? How about making sure that our right to keep and bear arms is not infringed? I can tell you that the liberal machine that's going on in Washington would love to come in and take those rights away, grow the size of our government, increase our taxes, increase spending, increase legislation, and just micromanage our lives. So we get to choose whether we want to allow the governmental entitlement mentality to take over or whether we want to promote empowerment. I ask people sometimes, if I gave you a choice, which would you pick? If I put you on a desert island for 5 years, would you take 5 years of food or would you take 3 days of food in a fishing pole? If you took the fishing pole, my 3 days, what you would do is within 3 days you'd learn how to fish. You'd learn how to take care of that pole. You'd probably create new ways of fishing. You'd learn how to clean fish, dry fish, store fish, pack fish. You'd probably learn how to ship fish. By the time I came back in 10 years, you'd probably be feeding all the natives and all the surrounding islands. So what I netted for my 3 days of investment in the fishing pole was a fish factory. Obviously, you were in need for a few days. Whether through my Christian benevolence or whether through government aid, I helped you for a short period of time. That's what I got for it. The other side of the coin, the entitlement side, I give you 5 years of food, I come back, you know what I see? A skeleton. That's the result of big government, folks, is death. Big government and freedom just simply do not coexist very well.